All right, everybody, welcome to the call. I'm Jackie Zychalka, Presidential Diamond Leader. This is we're going to do a special training today for some of the new people on the call. We have so many people that have joined. It's like unprecedented. This has never happened before, and so we're really blessed to have all these new teammates in our lives, and so we want to make sure everybody's trained properly and feeling supported and feeling heard. So this is one of the ways we like to do it is with our team Zooms. So I also like to welcome Karen Noble to the call. She is one of our top leaders on the team, and she had some things that she wanted to share. Karen, do you want to tell us a little bit about your story? Like, I don't know if you've ever actually told your story, and one of the most important things in this business as we grow as leaders and even as distributors, like even when we're just starting, is to be able to tell our stories effectively and quickly in a way that people understand where we came from, because we all come from different walks of life. I was a factory worker for 10 years. And then I also was with a different direct sales company for a few years. And now I've been with It Works for 5 years now. And so I finally found my happy place. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what your background looks like and how you found It Works?
Sure. So my name is Karen Noble, if anyone doesn't know me. I joined this company 2 years ago. Prior to joining, I was working 80 to 100 hours a week, working a full-time job and a part-time job with full-time hours, if that makes sense. I basically had no life. I lost connection with all of my friends. My neighbor came up with this company, was joined by a friend of hers, who also is a Presidential Diamond, same as Jackie. And she brought this business to me, and I wasn't really looking for anything. I wouldn't say I was content working those hours, but I didn't see any other way out. I thought this is it. This is how I have to live. And when I heard of this business opportunity, I thought, you know what? I'm already working 80 to 100 hours a week. What do I have to lose? So I joined. And within 4 months of joining, I was able to leave my part-time job. And this is much more accommodating to my life. I can make my own hours. I can work from my phone. I can pretty much, I meet new people, which is amazing. When I started, I had 100 friends on Facebook. I now have almost 1,000. I've met so many awesome people that are now my lifelong friends just from this business. And now I get to share this opportunity with all kinds of people and change their lives too. I just love it.
Yay. Thanks for sharing. That's a really great, you did a really good job. You talked about your struggle. You talked about what didn't work for you and how you found this. And you did it. You nailed it. So great job.
Thank you. Cool. So what I wanted to talk about briefly, especially in Alberta and Nova Scotia and Saskatchewan, we have required ID cards that have to be completed by us and then signed by It Works in order to be legal to sell in our province. So when you log into your eSuite, everyone on my team should have received an email with your website, username, and password. If you haven't, message me and I will resend it to you. And then when you log in and under Document Library, as soon as you open up Document Library, the forms are there. Jackie, can I share my screen? Do you mind?
I would love for you to share your screen too. And it's funny that you were saying that, because I was just thinking there's a few things on my email I want to upgrade to that. Yeah. So
can everyone see the Document Library page?
Very good.
Perfect. So there's the Alberta one, there's the Nova Scotia one, and there's a Saskatchewan one. Basically, all you do is click download, and it will open up the form, and you just fill out your information, and then send it off to It Works, and they will sign it and send it back to you. And then you have to carry this on you at all times in order to be eligible to sell It Works in your province.
And so, question, so yeah. This doesn't cost anybody anything. This is basically you're just registering yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There are provinces like New Brunswick that requires you to pay, I think it's $35 a year in order to sell. But there's stipulations that go along with that. You have to sell X amount of money a month or a year in order for you to pay that membership. I don't really know. I don't live in New Brunswick, so I don't really know what the rules are, but it's definitely worth anyone that lives in that province to.
I was in Manitoba has one too, but I think this is a one-time either $50 or $55
Yeah, that's
charges
a
for
direct
that for-
seller's license. Is that I was going to ask that next. Is this is not the same as a direct seller's license? What you're referring to, Ashley, is something that goes through the government of Manitoba,
That's
Okay.
right.
and it's basically what you're doing is you are registering yourself, but it is like a license,
Yeah.
which don't get me started on because it doesn't provide anything for you, but we pay for it, and they're kind of silly, but. The only time I've ever been asked for a direct seller's license in Manitoba was when I was working trade shows. And so, yeah, it depends on what kind of business you're running. I know that when I was with Norwex, because I carried product and I was moving product, like I was basically the storefront, I had to have a direct seller's license. But the reason why we didn't need it when we were with It Works is because It Works is selling all the products. Like they're buying directly from your website, and it's not as hands-on.
Right.
So, yeah.
And the other part is all new distributors, when they log in, will have to put in their tax information, and there'll be on your homepage a big red bar that will say tax information missing. In order to get commissions and in order to get paid, you have to complete that section. So I already completed it for my husband, so I can't even show you what it looks like, but I can definitely walk anyone through the steps if they have any issues with it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Karen. That's so helpful. And it's nice, like, okay, you have your screen up here. Maybe go back to that. And so the nice thing about when we first get started is that, like, once you complete your tax information, you have full access to your entire website. And so when I'm showing people how to navigate through their website, I always like to start like dyslexically and start from the right side and work my way left. And so if you want to click on the Support Perfect, this is a way for people to create a ticket, which is basically an internal messaging system towards head office. So you can turn off auto ships and make just different changes and stuff like that to your account really simply by clicking on Create a Ticket, and then you could fill out the form and send it off. If there's anything going on right now, if it has anything to do with new customers, distributors, people upgrading accounts and different things like that, you guys just email me directly so I can get my BAM to handle it. Because I think that the ticket system has been a little bit backed up from the enormous growth, and knowing that we have that support is always, it's just wonderful. So this is the support is basically your ticket system. You have to go back in here and check on your ticket to see what the reply was, but it's really that easy. And then if you go over one to the left there, we have our training academy. And with the training academy, this is the #1 thing that people should be doing.
It's not loaded yet.
Yeah, internationally we're still waiting for ours internationally, but if you're in the United States, it will be up and running. So this is the tab you want to be on first. And then, Karen, do you want to actually just go to your settings? And then I just want to make sure everybody on the call, and if you want to click on, so this is nice too. You can see if you click on settings, you can scroll through and you can see your address information, all that kind of stuff. But if you scroll up and then to the left there, you can see where it says website. If you click on website, the cool thing is that it displays your website in like your web alias in the top there, and you can change it whenever you'd like to. As long as it's available, it'll let you do that. And then if you want to just scroll down, and this is how you upload your image. So you can see Karen's smiling face. She's got a really nice, clear picture. It looks very professional. And this is what's going to display on the top right corner of your public website. And then if you scroll down a little further, you can fill in your story information. And then further down from there, you can add your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, and your YouTube links. So you're kind of making your replicated website a little more social that way. Sorry, I'm going to answer that question in a second. So this is one of the first things too. So I would say go and do your tax information, and then do your training academy, and then make sure that your site looks in unique by having your picture up. Because every time if I send someone to my website, which I like to sign up directly myself, but if I send them to my website, because sometimes people are more comfortable with that, then at least I can say, can you see my picture in the top corner? They can give me a confirmation that I know they're on the right page. And so when all of our websites look the same, you really want to make sure you have your image up there. Thank you so much, Karen. Maybe scroll to the top and see if there's anything that anything else. I wanted to talk about auto shipments. Hang on, I just want to look here. Yeah, okay, that's cool. So auto shipments, like one of the ways to be commissions qualified is to have either an 80-point order. So you can create an auto ship by just clicking on that button right there. And you want to have at least 80 points. So that would be 2 defining gels, a package of wraps, and maybe hair, skin, and nails. But basically 2 items, depending on which ones they are, will get you commissions qualified. And you want to make sure you have your auto ship set up before the 24th to run no later than the 25th of the month. And or you can have 150 PBV, which is your points plus your direct customers' points. And so, yes, Karen?
Can I add one thing to that? When I, for any distributor that I've signed, I usually add Quick Pick 9 to your kit or to your auto shipment, because you'll get 8 wraps at a very discounted price, and your 80 BV is already set. So if you're not looking for wraps, the reason I put the wraps first on your first shipment is because you can then sell those for $30 a piece. And if we're doing launch parties and we're doing wrap sessions and we're doing a whole bunch of stuff, you're going to run through wraps faster than anything. So I like to have the first month set up with your Quick Pick 9. You have until the 20th to change that order. You can change it to whatever you like, but that is what I default my new distributors to.
Right. And when you say they have till the 20th, they basically have about, like, you want to make sure you're editing that a few days before it's set to run. You can edit anything on your auto ship. You can edit your ship date. You can edit your shipping information, your billing information. You can update all that stuff nicely in your website. And let's say you want to try the Confianza and a few different things like that. You can do all that stuff up until the day literally before your order is meant to run. The day your order runs, like if it's saying that it's going to run on the 12th, the 11th at midnight is your last opportunity. It literally goes to start processing at that point. So you want to make sure you're doing it before midnight the day before. So awesome. And I think that's like, that's how we get paid. And you're right, Karen, when you have wraps, you're in business. It's basically like you have products in your store that people can start using right away. So I think you can probably switch back to our screen right now. I think that's the most important stuff for anybody that's new, that needs to know what's going on. And the nice thing about it is getting on a Zoom, you can really walk through the website really easy. And so we have a question over here. Jackie, do you have to get the Manitoba seller's license? I would have to say that that's a personal choice. When I was selling Norwex, I had one because I felt like I was doing lots of trade shows and I needed it. And then when I started doing It Works, I wasn't carrying product, and it wasn't the same type of sales, so I didn't need it. So when I was in Manitoba, no, I didn't. It depends on how you run your business. If you're going to carry stock and sell like people like supplements and different things like that, then you might want to get one. And if you're not doing that or you're not doing trade shows, then it's really your call. I'd hate for me to say you don't need your license and then somebody come after you. And then also the other side of that is, spending some money on something that you don't necessarily need, because I really have never seen the value in it. So it's kind of be up to you to decide and feel what you think about that for your own business. So, yeah. We were supposed to have the training already, and Cara, you can unmute yourself and we can just have like an open discussion on this call. There's only a few of us here, and so we can have it really nice and more intimate. But I thought we'd have it by now. I think we should hopefully have it this week. I'm really excited to have it, and I just keep telling everybody it's coming soon, and I wish I had a better answer for that, but I don't.
No, the only reason why I was muted is I just have my husband's here, and then we have his daughter, and then Caius, and things can get pretty heated pretty quick. So better safe than sorry and professional.
Okay, you can mute and unmute yourself as much as you want. I always I'm always going in and out whenever somebody else is chatting and stuff. So yeah, I wish I had a better answer for the international training. It should be up right away, I'm imagining. And so I know that on this call, Karen, you kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about what else did you want to cover? I have a whole list of new things to go over with new training. but a lot of it's stuff that you guys already know that are on the call. So I can kind of go through my list and you guys can get me if there's something I can stop and we can talk more about something if there's something you want to talk about.
I think that'd be great, the list.
Okay, so basically my list is about logging into your account and doing the tax information, being commissions qualified. What does that mean? Like owning your business, the training academy, which we've already gone over, 3 different ways that we can sign people up. So we have our eSuite, we can go in. Karen, can you screen share and show people how the best way to like sign somebody up?
Sure.
Because I know and I'm going to tell you guys about the other 2 ways while Karen's pulling it up. So the other one is our Wrap app. And then the other one is our website. And that's the one where like, you know what I mean? Like it's the head office website. So this is what you would go. You would click on orders. And then, so Karen just clicked on orders and now she's clicking on enroll a new customer. And then she's going to pick her country. And then she's going to pick her, whether it's a retail customer, a loyal customer, or a distributor. So let's go with distributor.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Whoop.
And so if I'm signing up a new distributor, this is where I'm going. This is
Sorry, Jackie. It's also worth noting for distributors when you sign in to go to esuite.itworks.com. And then your website, like mine's Knoebel, so it'd be knoebel.itworksca.com. I send that to my customers if they want to sign up themselves. That's what I send them. But if I'm signing someone up, I go through esuite.itworksca.com.
Right. And so do you want to pull up your other website? Like, yeah. So this is when we say your website, this is what it looks like. So people can, if you just want to click on the login to show so if your customers are logging in, they could log in right through your website, just like this. And they would put their customer number and their password in there and they could log into their customer account. You can log into your account this way as well. It's just not suggested. You really should be going through your eSuite as a business owner, but that's okay. And then, so when we talk about your website, so this is the second or third way you could sign people up. So it's your app, your website, which is what we're looking at right now, and then your eSuite. And so Karen's going to go back to the eSuite and show you guys what that looks like again. The other nice thing about using the eSuite to sign people up is you can see the Quick Pick 9, like Karen was talking about, to set people up on their auto ship. So maybe just click on the Business Builder Kit, and then you can see how there's 2 options for people. It says, if let's say you look at the Party Booster, you can either add it to your auto ship or you can add it to your order. So there's 2 options there for people. And then just gonna move my view around, and you can look on the right hand side and it's showing you what your order is, it's showing you what your auto ship is, and it's showing you what your eSuite is going to charge you and when. And so you can, those are things you can all like, you can see everything there. And then you want to put something in your auto ship, Karen, and we'll just go to the next page. There you go, Quick Pick 9, add to auto ship, continue. And so you can see that all on the right hand side. And then hit continue. And then it just basically walks you through it. Super simple. I find this is the easiest way to sign people up.
I agree.
And so it's all, what you need to know is like basic information and then social insurance number. SSN is the social insurance number, and or SIN number, however you want to. And then if you scroll down, you need their email, and then it's going to ask you for a replicated website. Lots of times, or even a password too. And what I usually do is use a person's last name for their password. They can always go in and change it anytime. And then for the replicated site too, I kind of try to do the same thing. And it's really that simple. It shows you absolutely everything you need to know right here. And then you're just signing off, and then that's it. So yeah, so where was I? Okay, so those are the different ways to sign people up. So customers or distributors. We can go back to the Zoom. Perfect. Thank you so much, Karen. It's so nice having somebody helping. So Training Academy, 3 different ways signing people up. So then we also have your It Works app. I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. So there's a few different apps here you can see. And so the Wrap app is for customers. It works. Wired app is for news and updates. And then we have our, It Works one that looks like this one. What's this one called?
I just call it It Works app. I don't know. It's not the Wrap app. It's just like you can enroll customers and stuff from there too.
Yeah, it's like a dashboard, really. You can hit enroll here.
Yeah.
And you pick your country and your language, and then it'll basically be the same thing as what Karen just walked you guys through. You can pick, like, go through this way. And the nice thing is it tells you all the countries we're open up in, like, in your hands. So if someone ever asks you, you can just, go through and do that. And then it just walks you through everything too. So the thing about having the app that can be not the best thing is if you lose connection, if you lose Wi-Fi. So it's always a good idea to sometimes have the paper application forms with you for customers and distributors and whatnot, so that you're always ready for business. Because if you don't have your Wi-Fi up and going and you're asking people for their credit card information and you're just jotting it down on a napkin, just try not to do that so people can see that. I mean, the information's getting plugged right in and you're getting rid of it after anyways, but having a paper application, if you're at a party because you can't get your app working, that's what you want to make sure you're ready for business that way, for sure. Awesome. So signing up new customers is like, that's the lifeline of our business. It's all about the customers, right? I mean, our customers just love what we have to offer to them, is because they get the discount without being the distributor. And that's a really great thing for people, because some people aren't interested in doing the business. And so our customers get the same savings as we do. They get 40% off of everything. So it's such a beautiful thing. And they have a few options to do that. They can either do the $60 Canadian membership fee, or they can sign up with the auto ship, which is what most people do. And the nice thing about the auto ship is that it doesn't cost them anything to save. And so that's a beautiful thing. And they get products delivered right to their door, and they're basically agreeing to one order today, and then one the following month, and one the month after, and then they can turn off their auto ship whenever they would like to after that. And they're also collecting perk points while that's happening. So for every $10 they spend, they get $1 towards their perk points, and that adds up in their account. I've had customers cash in like 350 perk points at once, because after you've been a customer for 6 months, you get an additional 50 points. And then after 12 months of being on the auto ship, you get another $150 in points. So that's $200 in free product just for being a customer for 12 orders. So Ashley, are you guys hearing that? You guys, I just want to make sure that, because I know that you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So then, okay, so after they're done their 12-year, like if they basically restart, even again
from scratch, brand spanking new.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime if a customer basically joins another distributor, or they want to re-sign up, everything starts from scratch. They need to use their perk points within 30 days or they're gone. So even if they just turn off their auto ship, they only have 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically once they finish their auto shipment, they have to use those points up like ASAP, basically.
As soon as the auto ship's turned off. So if the auto ship's turned off today, they have 30 days till today to use them, or they just disappear.
Okay. See,
yeah. But if their auto shipment stays on, they just keep collecting.
Yeah, well, I have a few that stopped their auto shipment, so I don't know if their points would still be there or not. So, because like I said, I didn't know.
You can check on their points, actually.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull that up, or you want me to? I can.
No, I can. I got it.
So we'll show you how to look at your customers' accounts to see what their points look like.
Yeah, I know how to do that already for myself.
Oh, so you know how to see their perk points?
I do, yes.
Well, there's still new people on the call. They might not know.
Yeah,
I'll bring up my mom because my mom's been a customer forever, so she has 318 perk points right now.
That's amazing.
So yeah, you basically go to orders, you go to loyal customers, and then you can pick whoever you want. So I picked my mom, and you can see here that she has a shipment coming out on July 23rd, and she currently has 318 perk points. It's $318 towards free product.
And so can you just cut and paste her ID number and then throw it into TreeView because I want to show what it looks like on the other screen too, because I normally use Tree View. These ones are both, like, they're both to give you the same information, but depending on what you're used to.
Okay, so I'm in Tree View.
You can hit the green search right above your, yeah, and then plug your number in there. And then, okay, so click on her and then click on the volumes tab on the right. There we go. So it's showing you what her auto ship. Oh, I think it maybe hit a count for a second.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Okay, so her perk points are right there. And then, so 318, and if you click on volume, it tells you when her auto ship dates and all that kind of stuff are. So there's two different screens that will show you like what's going on with perk points.
Okay.
With this one, with this screen, it tells you when they, I think this one tells you when their orders turned off, how long they have. But it's a good idea to send them an email and let them know that their products, that they have points to use or they'll be lost.
Yeah. So then, okay, let's say they do the 12 months, right? So they get their 150 or whatever points on top of whatever they already have. If they continue to do like another 3 months, another 6 months, and then another year after that, do they still get like the 50 points after the 6 months and the 150 after the other year too? Or is that just for the first year? Does that make sense?
I think it makes total sense. No one's ever asked me that before. And so I need to find out the answer to that.
Okay. So I was thinking
they'll continue collecting their 10%, but those bonuses, I think, I'm pretty sure they keep coming. But I will definitely look into it because it's a really good question.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. You see how you don't need to know the answer to everything? No matter what, no matter where you go.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah, we're always just learning, you know, and yeah.
Well, I even told one of my girls that too yesterday because she's actually with Scentsy too.
Yeah.
And she was very nervous. She's like, well, like, I don't know. I kind of just dumped all in. I was like, that's okay. I was like, ask the questions you need to ask. Don't worry about it. And then I was like, I'm still learning too. So I was like, if I don't know an answer, I'll go find the answer for you. And then we both learn something. So right. Like, oh, okay.
The nice thing too is that we have to have an understanding for each other and stuff, because like you could know something today and in a year from now, it slips your mind. Because nobody's asked you or you haven't talked about it in so long. And so sometimes things like that come up again too, where you maybe knew it at one point, but you just want to make sure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So signing up new customers is a wonderful thing. So every time you sign up 2 loyal customers for the life of your business, you get 1 wrap reward. So Karen, you want to pull up the wrap rewards?
Yeah.
Thanks. So for the life of your business, every time you get 2 loyal customers, you earn 1 wrap reward. And what that means is you can, right here, you want to click on one. I think it's $33, is it not?
It comes from us, it comes to $37.50 in Nova Scotia.
$37.50. Oh yeah, I guess it depends on where you are. I feel like it's $33 here. But depending on where you are, if you're in the United States, it's $25. And so basically every time you get 2 loyal customers and you keep them, if you're keeping them, then you get 1 wrap reward, because in our company, you can give away your customers. So whoever has the customers gets the wrap reward. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, Karen.
You're welcome.
So right now, we are in a place where we have a lot of distributors. We really want to focus on customers right now because we want to help everybody get qualified. We want to help people get their shopping sprees. We want to work on, fast start bonuses and whatnot. So placing customers is going to be something that we are going to be doing right now. And so the nice thing about getting customers is you can get them on Facebook, you can get them on wrap parties, Instagram, all kinds of ways. I mean, look, my phone just rang at the beginning of this call. I have a customer, right? So customers come from everywhere. They're fantastic. We love our customers. And if you're going to be placing your customers, you want to make sure they're still feeling well supported and stuff like that too. And so that's a really great way. I know that, like, I think, Karen, it was you had a bunch of customers, they all turned into distributors. I mean, Tanis is one of the top leaders in the company because she gets customers and then she ends up building relationships and then they turn into distributors. So Yeah, customers are the lifeline of our business. I know that I did some calculations, I think about a year ago, because somebody was made a comment about how direct sales companies are all distributors. And I did the math on my account, and it was 85% of my personal business was loyal customers. And so, yeah, that's impressive. And so sometimes we don't realize those numbers are that great. So,
Well, and that's the thing. Like I had 56 customers prior to last week. I have about 40 something now because they all became distributors, which is fabulous. It's great because you already fall in love with the product. So why not get paid to use it? And with the discount that we had last week, why not, right? But the other thing with this company too is you can get an extra bonus when you get 60 customers.
right.
You get what they call they used to call it the car bonus, but it's not a car bonus.
It's a customer bonus.
It's a customer bonus, yeah. What is the percentage of profit per product?
It's depending on, it's not percentage per product. It depends on where they fall in your organization. And so what I mean by that is if you have a customer that is on your top line, you enrolled them, you get 15% of anything that they purchase. So you automatically get a 15%. And I'm going to pull that page out of the compensation plan so you can not just hear what I'm saying, but you can actually go look for yourself. And because I think it's important to be comfortable with the compensation plan. We were just talking about this the other day, and that's a fabulous question. I love it because it can get a little bit confusing. This is one of those things that we should be talking about regularly. And I'll tell you right now, 15% doesn't sound very exciting. When I was in a different company, I was making 45 to 50% off the products that I was selling. But I had to work twice as hard, and I had to do everything myself. I was the customer service, I was the delivery, I did everything myself, and I thought I was doing good. The most I ever made, was a couple $1,000s. Well, I did pretty good, but I'm nowhere near what I make with It Works. And now the customer service is taken care of, the shipping is taken care of. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things that I used to have to do that I don't have to do anymore. So it's interesting. So this is the page you want to look at in your compensation plan. And so depending on where that order is placed in your organization depends on how much income you're going to make off of it. And so your first level it says here is 10%. And you'll notice down here that it says another 5% for your enroller bonus. So 10 plus 5 gives you 15%. Customers always belong to, like, if you're the enroller, everything kind of goes to the person you're placing them under. If you're signing a distributor and you're moving them, then you would always have your 5%, and then wherever you place them, it's 10%. So you're splitting that 15%. But customers are always given away completely. So on your first level, this is what we traditionally say. You can get paid on top of your 5%. You can get a 10% for your first level, 10% for your second, 5 for your third, 5 for your fourth, 5 for your fifth, and 2% on your sixth level. But this sixth level can continue to flow, and it'll actually doesn't get cut off until the next emerald. And so this is the smallest percentage, right? Like it goes up to 15% basically with this 5. This 2% might seem really insignificant, but when your team really starts to grow, that 2% grows quite a bit. Like on my checks, on average, I'm usually pulling in just from this 2% anywhere from $2,000 to $2,600 per month just on that 2%. And it fluctuates because some people are emerald and then they have it sometimes, and then, you know what I mean, it switches around a little bit. So the nice thing about it is someone's getting that 2% depending on who's earned it. So if you're an emerald, then it goes to you. And if it's not going to you, it goes to the diamond leader above it, basically, or the emerald leader above it. So it's a really cool percentage. Like it's one of those interesting ones where you don't think too much about it, but then when you look at your check, it can really impact your check. But yeah, so anybody on your top would be 15% essentially, unless they were placed there and they're a distributor, then they would be 10%, but you would also get another 10% off of their customers. So when your team starts to grow, you're starting to make money off of the efforts that you put in the beginning. And so that's the beautiful thing. And so the further up you go in your organization, that's why it's so exciting to promote. So we go to distributor. Everybody starts off a distributor, so you're getting paid off your first 2 levels as a distributor. And then as your team grows, you start to get paid further down. So an executive now gets paid 3 levels down, and a ruby gets paid 4 levels down, and emerald gets 5 and 6 levels down. And so, and it continues to, as your rank goes up, you start to get paid different percentages down, further down into your volume. The beautiful thing about this is that if you look at the average income chart and you kind of match it based on this, you will see what you're basically going to be getting paid on what your rank is. So if you're a ruby and you have it filled out properly, your income is going to be set on an average basically of what we normally get paid. And it can be anywhere from $400 to like $800. Everybody's checks, excuse me, are a little bit different depending on how many enrollments you have during that month and how many customers and different things like that. We always get so many different kinds of bonuses. So,
And right now, Kathleen is boxed in for executives. So when her 2, right? So when her 2 distributors start signing customers, she'll get the benefit of that as well.
Right. So let's look at what that looks like. So I'm just going to pull that page of the compensation plan. So this is what an executive looks like. So an executive, so Kathleen now has 2 distributors on her team. And when these 2 distributors, when they start collecting their customers, then they're going to get bonuses as well. But then she's going to promote to executive. And so as soon as these are both 400, so when they have customers or with their orders, however it gets to 400, then the person above them promotes. And then the nice thing about it is, so when you get to executive, executive's average income is, I think, around 300. Is that something like that? About $300.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice because you're getting paid to help your team out. So when you help your team does well, you do well, everybody's happy. That's a beautiful thing. And if you enrolled those 2 distributors, then you're also, especially right now, if you are sitting in a position where you're boxed for executive and you have 2 new distributors underneath you, when let's say this one here, let's say this is Sally. When Sally gets her first 4 loyal customers, and she's commissions qualified, she is going to earn $133 shopping spree. If she's in Canada, it's $100 US. But Kathleen over here is going to earn a double fast start bonus for that, and that's $266. That's happening right now. That's like, again, and something else the company's doing that's pretty unheard of. So let's say she's got another distributor over here, and let's say this is Pam, and now Pam also has gotten her 4 loyal customers as commissions qualified. Well, Kathleen's going to get another $266. This is on top of commissions and on top of your fast start bonus and everything like that as well. So just by helping these 2 distributors right here, let me just take a quick peek here of what my math looks like.
And then she'll also get 2 entries in to win the Jeep because she has her distributors getting customers, their first 4 loyal customers.
So
does that make sense, Kathleen?
So it's basically just under $800 she's going to earn for helping these 2 new distributors get their 4 loyal customers. So everybody should be booking wrap parties right now. Like everybody should be getting as many wraps on as many people as possible right now.
I think Cammie called this week launch party week.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so that's right now it's hustle time. Like, especially when you learn to hustle in the beginning of your business, you start to really grow your checks quickly. So does that make sense for everybody? Is there anything I need to go over? And there's also, Kathleen, I don't know if you know that, but there's a group chat you can type into if you don't want to unmute yourself.
Could you just kind of go over Ruby a bit, Jackie?
Sure.
Just because I think I'm boxed for Ruby, but I just want to be sure.
So this is what a Ruby chart looks like. So the Ruby chart here, so basically you're like the red dot is you, and then you have somebody on your team that has 2 distributors underneath them. And so when these 2 spots and these 2 spots get to 400, you promote to Ruby. And when you get promoted to Ruby, then you get paid further down into your business. Where did I put that other chart?
Okay, so I unboxed for Ruby then. I just need to.
Everybody just needs volume right now. So as soon
Yep.
as you get some customers, and the nice thing about it is you want to help your team get their own customers, you can get your own customers and start placing them down into your team. If you're placing your customers, you want to place them with the distributors that you enrolled yourself, so that you're also going to be earning those double fast start bonuses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's exactly what I plan to do. Any customers that I get this month, I'll just kind of help the girls out and place them under my girls if they need help.
Right, and they need to be hustling themselves too, because they're going to get that $100 shopping, so $133 shopping spree. Plus, they're starting to grow their business and their income and everything like that.
Yeah, one of my girls, Chrissy, she just started. She'll be with the company for a month. She's my old soul, I call her. She's I was just talking to her today, and she was actually saying that she's got 2 people that she has to call this week. And I'm like, what? I was like, call? But yeah, she actually gets on the phone and talks to these people. And it actually worked out, like it works out for her, because she's already got 2 loyal customers and she's got 2 more that she's got to talk to. So
yeah, you know what? Everybody does their business a little bit differently. I'm a phone girl too. I think it's funny because when I say that to some people, they look at me like I said it sideways. And it's funny because everything's faster on the phone. You just get things done. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you can fill out an application form in 5 minutes on the phone, but if you're messaging back and forth, it takes so much more time. But some younger people are really good at messaging like that, and they don't mind spending time on their phone. If their baby's crying and things are going on, they're keen to like just be messaging. So whatever works for people, right? It's like there's no right or wrong way. Just because I do something like Jackie Marchant's a great example. Like, you know, I like have so much respect for her and her business. She is the queen of messaging and building rapport that way, and she like is so great at it. And I'm clueless when it comes to being able to keep track of all that stuff. So I want to meet people in person. So we're just different. We do things differently, but yeah, so.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, there's no wrong way to do it unless you're doing things that are against compliance, which is something I would like to actually talk about too. So there's so many new distributors that are here in the business right now. We want to make sure that our teams aren't being like spammy and salesy, because people are really excited and they want to earn these promotions and everything like that. But we just want to make sure they're not turning off their friends and family, because once you turn people off and they unfollow you or they unfriend you and something like that, then it's not going to be as fun growing your business. People want to see personal testimonies, personal stories. They want to hear like it coming from you. When we use head office images, although they're really pretty, they're really nice, people just don't respond to them the same way. So the more unique we can be, the more genuine we can be, the better of a response we're going to get 100%. So try to treat it the way you feel like you would be receptive to it. So if you've seen something, you know what I mean? Like, how often do we reply to ads? Not very often. But when someone has something that they have to say that they're excited about, we want to congratulate them. We're happy for them. We want to connect with them. So be real people. I would want to say too that the double fast starts, we're still eligible to get double fast starts all the way till July the 7th. So keep on like working with that, because that's amazing. Every time you bring somebody into the business and you help them get their first 4 loyal customers in their first 30 days, they get $100 shopping spree. We normally get, I'm just going to use American terms, it's easier. They would get $100 shopping spree and we get $100 fast start bonus. And so now with the double fast start bonuses, we're getting twice that. So it's $200. So if it's in Canadian dollars, it's 233. So yeah, we want to make sure that we are getting people signed up for that. Right now, the kits are $59 American, $83 Canadian. So there's still a really great promo going on right now. So that's really great. The nice thing about this type of business is that you can earn while you're learning. So a lot of times people come in and they're nervous because they're like, I don't really know anything yet. This is beautiful because we don't have to know. You can come in, and as long as you're willing to be trained and you're open-minded and you're willing to kind of audit yourself and see, you know, sometimes we got to tweak ourselves and stuff like that too. You can do anything with it. People are not expected to have any knowledge coming into this business, but you know, being trainable is key. If somebody's not trainable, I always say that if somebody's not trainable, I can't do anything with them. If somebody wants to learn, then they can go right to the top. So yeah.
It's also worth noting too, Jackie, that just because you're not in the same province or even country as the person that enrolled you or team you're on, you know that we do have Zoom, so we're able to do the party pad for the person that's not in the area. So just know that if you do want to have a party and you want someone else to do the presentation for you because you are so new and you're not sure what to say or anything like that, just contact the person that enrolled you and they will help you with that.
Totally. Yep, totally. I mean, there's everything. We are an international team for sure, you know, and so thinking big, realize we're open in 20 countries and like, who can I connect to in Italy and in Australia, New Zealand, and in France? Like France is like a big deal. And even in Montreal, over here in Canada, I mean, like Montreal is blowing up. So, you know, It Works is literally just had this huge momentum wave. So we need to like literally, there's so much excitement. People are looking for what we have. People are looking online. I mean, that woman just called me today. There's, you know, she's looking for it. People are searching for us like crazy right now. So we want to get out there. We want to be available for them. We want to be their customer service, because if we're not, they're just going to try and find someone else. They don't know any better. They don't know, you know what I mean? They're only doing what anybody else would do. So I know for me personally, if there's products I'm looking for by a particular company, because I love direct sales, I love our products. Like in the industry, I think we have solid products. If I like can't get a hold of, I don't know, let's say my Norwex girl, I'll find somebody else who's keen enough to come over and like, you know, bring my order. So who's
Exactly.
willing to talk to me and go over things and stuff like that with me. So
Exactly.
yeah. So that's everything I kind of wanted to cover today. Karen, is there anything else that you wanted to go over? You guys want to talk more about charting or anything like that? If you guys have people that you need to move, you need to get them moved sooner than later, because that's going to get cut off. So if you're boxed for Ruby, that's awesome. Know who you need to focus on your team, figure out who your leaders are and work with them. And then, you know, the thing about it is that the leaders on your team in the beginning, they're going to help you promote, but you're also going to help them promote. And it's like, you take turns. It's like sometimes, you know, you're going out and doing their launch parties, and sometimes you're doing your own, and that's okay, you know? And so just find out who you're focusing on, find out who's serious about growing their business. There's a lot of people that are going to sign up that really honestly didn't cost them a lot, so they're probably not going to do a lot with it. And then there's other people that realize this is the chance of a lifetime, and they're going to give it all they got. And so just be mindful that you want to help the people who want to be helped.
Actually, that's kind of funny that you say that, because I was just talking to one of my girls about that too. Because I made a little team chat for my girls, and I was posting, you know, like there's a training Zoom tonight, be on it. And then I was asking them, you know, like how their weekend was and everything, and not a lot of them answered. And then even I just went and I personally messaged every single one of them too, just kind of like check in and see how the weekend is going, if they needed any help. And only one of them answered me. And, you know, so it's like, and I was talking to this guy, I'm like, you know, like, I'll help if you want the help, you know, but I'm not going to help you and go out of my way if, you know, if you don't want it or if you don't try, right?
Absolutely. So the way I like to explain it is that we are coaches. We're not managers. We're not here to tell anybody what to do. In fact, most people are into direct, one of the reasons why I love direct sales is because I hated having a boss. And so anytime it feels like somebody's trying to tell me what to do, I usually do the opposite. And so what drives me is I'm really incentive driven. I want to change my life. I want freedom. I just like, I'm doing it for myself. So I always like, the way I explain it is I'm a coach. I'm here to show you how to do what I'm doing and what I've accomplished. You know, I was able to make a 5-figure monthly income in my first 10 months in the business. I'm here to show you how to do that. But this is Millionaire School, and you got to show up. It's free, but you got to show up. And so like, again, we're coaches, like, and a coach is not going to go to your house and drag you out of bed and drag you to the game, right? You only work with the people who show up on the field. You show up for the people who show up. One of the things I like to say is that, like, I'll put my foot on the gas as long as your foot's on the gas, but when you let go of the gas, I let go too. and I tell people that in the very beginning so that they don't scratch their head going, where did Jackie go? I don't chase people around. I don't chase anything. I don't chase men. I don't chase my dog. I'm certainly not going to chase women around to, so that they can feed their family. I'm here when people need me. And so I'm of the belief system, because nobody had to chase me, that when you want something, you will go out and get it. And so why I like to focus on people understanding what their why is in the very beginning, I feel is vital, because if people don't have a why, they don't know where they're going, they don't understand that they deserve it, they don't understand that they can do it, then they tend to fall off quickly. And so focusing on people's whys, find out why they're doing what they're doing in the beginning of their business. So when things do get maybe a little bit tougher and they're maybe a little nervous, remind them that, you wanted to stay home with your daughter. You're doing this because you don't want somebody else raising your children. You wanted to make that income so that you don't have to pay somebody else to do the things that you dream of doing. And so focusing on knowing what people's whys are and showing them what their whys are sometimes when things are maybe not so great can really help them. But in the beginning, they don't know what their why is. They don't know that they can maybe make $500 to $5,000 to $50,000 a month. They don't know that yet. They don't have a brain cell for it yet. And so it's our job to try and get them to visualize their own futures and what they can do with it. So if you guys remember listening to Jackie Marchant's story, she wanted something that was so big. And then all of a sudden she had it. She didn't even know she had it. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I can have everything I want. If I do this, I have that freedom. And that moment where she realized that she could have her why, it changed everything for her. So yeah, focus on what their why is. What is it that drives them? Why are they here? Everybody started for a reason.
Yeah, like I have one girl that I asked her, I was like, what is your goal? Like, what is this to you, right? And she's like, well, I want to help my husband pay bills, and I think this could help me. I was like, okay. I was like, what would be the goal, the ideal income that would change everything for you guys? She's like, $10,000. Just kidding, haha. I'm like, but no, seriously, you can make that. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I was like, if you want it bad enough, if you really want it and work towards it, I'll help you and we will get there. She's like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, we'll get there as long as you want it and you work for it. She's like, okay, let's do this.
$10,000 is triple diamond.
Yep.
So giving people a title so they know where they're going, I think is also helpful, like showing her the income chart, because there's a lot of, like $10,000 is a lot of money. It's a life changer for most people. Like some doctors, are maybe making that. Some are making a lot more, don't get me wrong, but many are making a lot less. We just don't know, we don't hear about certain things like that. And so, yeah, like showing people what they can do can change everything. But like letting them know that they can show up on these calls and ask questions and feel connected and everything like that is really valuable.
Yep. And I told my girls, like I shared, Karen shared the link in her team chat and I copied it and shared it in mine. And I was like, girls, like make sure you're on this. It's training call. It'll really benefit you guys. And I don't think any of them are on right now.
It's, what though, this is a long weekend and some people don't even know what they have their hands on yet. That's why we're going to be doing training over and over and over again. And like, I always like to try and say to people like, hey, if you guys are serious about making money, you might want to get on this call. Like this is going to be a really great call to help grow your business. Cause like by saying you have to get on this call, that's when sometimes people are going to resist you. So just like you think about it like you're locking arms and everybody's stepping forward together, and like always look at it like it's an invitation. And so sometimes we have to really, and I know what we mean, but we have to like really be mindful of the words we choose, because our word sequences are vital. And even when we're talking to our customers, if we're talking to distributors, if we're talking to new people and stuff like that, people, our words have so much power. Like we're not taught in school how powerful our words are. So that's something that I really had to learn in this business. And I'm still always learning. That's still something I have to check myself on regularly. Even when I say things like, oh, that's going to be hard. I'm like, nope, it's going to be fun and easy. So even things like that, I'm always like rephrasing what's happening, because we can shape our reality based on the language we use. That's really so much more powerful than I can explain to you guys. You have to just really explain, like you have to feel that for yourself, and you know, have your own experiences to really get your head around it, because I still to this day, it blows my mind of how the words we use shape our future. And word sequences are vital. Big Al is a brilliant man who explains that. Is there any other questions or anything else anybody wants us to cover on this training or maybe future trainings?
I could offer something for people when you're talking about talking to customers.
Sure.
Anybody that wants to ask questions to me, I'm actually a certified customer service instructor. So there are a couple little tricks when you're talking to people that you can entice them, let them think they're actually getting more that they're getting, and make them feel absolutely amazing by the time you finish with them.
I'm excited to hear it.
One of the things is you'll have a customer come and they maybe have had a bad day, right? I mean, we all get those. We'll get a customer that's just had a bad day and they want to talk about their life and everything else. Be a good listener and never use the words, I know how you feel. Never, 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 never use those words. It can be a potential customer walking away from you.
Okay.
The reason that is that when you tell somebody that they know how you feel, if you don't understand what their day has been like or what they've gone through, they're going to look at you like you have two heads, and then they're not going to trust you anymore.
Right.
Because you don't know what they've been through. So don't use those words, please. I've seen so many. Right now, I'm selling products that I don't even believe in at my job. Like, I really don't. But I'm selling them, and I'm doing a good job, and I'm a top seller for my company.
Wow. Can you imagine if you believed in the product and you loved sharing it? Like how much that would change for you?
Well, that's why I'd ask the question, because one of the things that I do a lot, I've actually won humanitarian awards for it, is I do a lot of fundraising for the main reason that I wanted to get into this is I had two sisters. I lost one to MS, and my other sister has MS. I want to make the rest of her days as comfortable as possible. She's on a disability pension that doesn't even give her $1,000 a month. That's what she lives on, less than $1,000 a month. I want to help her, so this is why I'm doing this. This is my goal, is to make her life better. So doing the fundraising stuff that I do and the people that I'm connected with, I have a daughter who's is a coach in an organized sport. And I have a potential right now of 2 huge parties, one with about 200 people at the same party wanting to buy this product. And I'm looking at enticing them to be interested by doing a percentage that I can donate to their causes and their organizations at the same time. But I want to make sure that I am doing the right thing all the way around. So I'm still helping my sister, but I'm also still giving back at the same time.
Well, the thing about your commissions are they're your commissions, and you can donate however you like with them. I mean, you could take 100% of your commissions earned and you can donate that if that is what your goal is. What you're going to need to do is make sure you're showing that you're giving your commissions away through your tax receipts. So if you're donating, you need to show evidence to the government so that you aren't going to be liable for those taxes.
No, I understand that completely. I'm not.
So it's actually more of an accountant question, because
like I was thinking 5% of whatever my commission base would be a good, especially, I mean, if those 150 to 200 men and women, because there will be men there too, they're interested as well in this one great big huge gym, and we're sitting down and we're going through all this product. If I even get half of them to buy from me and keep buying from me, like, that's huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true. And, and so I'm not sure how, are you doing are you going to be speaking on stage kind of thing, or how are you going to be speaking to 200 people?
I will be speaking to them. It's not on stage, but it is in a big enough room and a big enough forum that I'm not concerned about that. And they're all pretty down to earth people. They're parents of athletes that are in a club that one of the clubs is my daughter owns, and the other club is one of her best friends own. And they're profitable clubs. They're actually cheerleading clubs. So there's another thing that you can look at in your areas is get a hold of these, because there's a lot of mums in those clubs that would love to have something like this.
And you could also donate a portion of your wrap sales from those events as well, Kathleen. I know you and I briefly talked about that when we signed you up. So you can sell a wrap for $30 a piece to all those 200 people, and then you could either donate, $5 or $10 per wrap back to the organization or the sporting event.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know what's the best way. Like, you guys are the experts. That's why I'm asking you. What's the best way to do that? I know it sounds weird that I'm giving part of the money away right away, but at the same time, it's who I am. It's what I do. Like,
your why. It's your
why. Yeah. This
I don't think it's any. First of all, I think that whatever your why is your why. It doesn't matter what it feels like for anyone else. Second of all, donating is one of my top values as well. I have my own charities. I'm a little bit more discreet with who I choose to donate to, because it's just a little personal for me. But I just donate monthly, and I use the tax. Like, I also use it as a tax write-off as well, right? I get a receipt and stuff like that. So also It Works has a ton of charity. They do a ton of charity work themselves. Like, that's part of our culture and who we are. I think that $5 from each one of our checks, we have it set up in our account where we do our organization is, I think it's called Child's Cup. Is that right? And so that adds out quickly. So if everybody's donating $5, and there's 100,000 distributors and stuff, like they're giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars to these organizations that they're raising money for. So yeah, charity's a part of money.
Yep.
That makes me feel so good, because there's so many organizations that it's just money and nothing to do with giving back. Now I feel even more like I belong here.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that blew my, sorry, Karen.
No, go ahead.
One of the things that really blew my mind was conference a few years ago, because Kinsey Pentecost, so the owner's daughter, she spent a lot of time fighting and trying to get justice for women who were tied up in the sex trade industry. And so they did an entire presentation at our conference. So they took time from our conference, and quite a bit of time, to go into some of the ugly details that happen in this world that most people just want to close a blind eye to. And my respect level for the company went up so much because of that, because they didn't have to do that, but they wanted to make sure that, like, one of the things about us is that we're a very blessed company, and we're blessed because we bless others. It's a blessing to be a blessing. And, and so there's a couple different charities they like to work with, but the fact that they will touch and talk about and really focus on women particularly, especially some that have been so just hurt and, just emotionally destroyed and things like that, and try to get them back on their feet and get them jobs and getting employment and, being able to be moms and things like that again, I think takes a lot of courage for a company to put their name on something like that. So I just really respected that. But yes, charity can be your why, and you can turn that into anything you like. So you can dream about what that looks like for you, and you can make it happen.
Awesome. That makes me even more excited now.
Yay.
That's what I was going to say, Jackie. The first time I went to conference, I didn't know, I was in the business for a year, and I had no idea that It Works they had an It Works Gives Back Foundation. I had no clue. And then I went to conference, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, not only do we give a new life to our distributors and give them freedom and all that stuff, but we have a core value of our company where we actually help other people outside of our organization that don't know where to go to get help.
Right.
Or don't even know where to, you know what I mean? Like, it's awesome.
There's a culture in our company, and when it comes to giving. I know that there's a lot of ambassadors that have been able to go to Africa to help build different, schools and donate, money and different clothing items and things like that to help. So it's just a part of who we are, and we really celebrate that. So yeah, it's definitely, you're at the right place when it comes to that. You're never going to feel uncomfortable. And when you share that as your why, we're all going to get it.
Oh, that's so wicked. So wicked. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Kathleen, can I just make a quick suggestion about your donation part?
Okay.
Well, I don't get to make any suggestions, so I'm here, but sure.
Sorry. No, it just kind of had to touch with what Karen was saying about the wraps. Like if you sell wraps at that charity event,
Right.
I would say make an announcement about it. Say, you're selling the wraps for whatever, $30 a wrap or whatever, and just kind of have some on stock. And then wrap people at the event. Get them to try the wrap right then and there during the event, right? And then, let them know ahead of time too, like, oh, like I'm going to be selling these wraps. I'll have so and so much on hand, or whatever your case is, right? And then you're selling them for this much, and then do either, half of it or a percentage of it, whatever it is, like Karen was saying, it goes back straight to them. So then that'll give them more incentive to buy a wrap and actually try it. So if you wrap
I'm actually
right
going to
there at
have
the
two
event,
models.
That's what we were saying. Yeah, that's exactly
I would do $5 a wrap. I would just have a solid number to tell people, because then they're like, oh, okay, good. Like, so I'm paying you this money and this much is going over here. And so it's a beautiful thing. $5 from each wrap, or however you want to break it down, but a certain dollar amount. It's easy for people to understand. And then you can also do a percentage of your commissions too. If if you buy a wrap, $5 goes towards a donation. If you decide to be a customer, then however you want to work it, another 5% of your commissions goes towards that as well. So you can make it your own, but you can find different ways to incorporate it.
Okay, that sounds good. I can investigate a few things and see what's going to work out best, because a lot of these clubs and that I deal with, and I've been around these organizations for 20 some years now, have they give to others too, even though they're in need of things, they still give to others. Like I've had, I think probably 400 to 500 young cheerleaders going door to door for the food bank, getting canned milk, when in Dartmouth and in Halifax, we were pretty well bone dry, and that's what they use for baby formula for babies. And these kids were going around door to door asking for canned milk, and we raised so much that I actually had the people at the food banks bawling their eyes out.
Well, most people who that need the most help are the ones that are usually the most helpful, because you see it all the time. I've seen so many videos and stuff like that of like homeless people being given money and they try to give it back, or they want to share it with all their friends and they have nothing, and they give away everything they have, and so I really wish that everybody was like that. And so, because there was like a video where there was like they had money taped to them and they let people come up and take it, and the people with the Gucci bags and the Michael Kors bags are coming up and helping themselves and grabbing everything. And it was like the people who were homeless, they could come up, they would grab maybe one, and they would be like, thank you, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's interesting to watch people and how they respond to things and stuff, and it really reevaluates, and it reminds me too, because I've heard people say to me too that with comes success, also comes people change. Money changes people, and I'll tell you right now, money doesn't change people, it just amplifies who you are. If you're a bad person and you have money, you're going to be a really bad person, and everyone's going to notice it. And if you're a wonderful person and you have money, it amplifies it, and you're an even better person. And so whoever you are, money just amplifies you. So there's so many people that are afraid of success because they're afraid it's going to change them. It doesn't have to be like that. You know what I mean? Like I just think that we just need to have permission to be successful and still be ourselves, and that's okay.
That's awesome. See your whole ideas and your whole way of looking at everything. You're warming my heart so much that this is just phenomenal.
Well, I connect with what you're saying, and I've been there. I've been through my own bit of journey, so I get somewhat, I mean, I don't know the magnitude of what you've been through, but I get sometimes that I believe that people are supposed to be here of service. And so I think that the more people that recognize that, we'd be living in a better world if everybody recognized that we're here to help each other.
That's awesome. It's perfect. Well said.
Thank you. Well, it's really great to meet you. I'm glad that we got the chance to connect on the call here, and we like it. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm glad you got on the call, and I'm glad you shared on the call, because I know that sometimes when we're new, it's a little bit tough to do that. And so I'm glad, I appreciate you guys for speaking your truth and coming out and learning. And I want you to know that we're going to be doing more training, and you're going to build a business how you want. It's going to be your vision. We're just going to be here to give you ideas, give you some support, cheer you along. But everything else is going to come from what you create in your mind and what you put down on paper. And so I encourage everybody to write down what their why is, what their goals are, where they want to be going, and just continue to write. And it'll really amplify things that, they'll come faster when you spend more time focusing on what it exactly is that you want to create. And so regardless of whether that's for your personal self or for the people around you that you want to help, or your team, or maybe it's your charity, or whatever it is, whatever capacity, write it down and focus on it, and it'll come. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, because we've gone a little bit over on our time, but that is 100% okay. And I want to thank you guys for coming, and I can't wait. We're going to do more calls like this. And if you guys need anything, connect with the person who sponsored you, and you can feel free to connect with me as well too. I mean, you guys got such strong uplines that they're just there to support you. And if you have any questions that you want a second opinion on, or anything like that, then you know where to find me. I'm always available in the Rat Pack. You message me privately, because the team page, we always have a lot of guests in there, so we never want to post anything in that team page that can be really confusing or anything like that for people. That's why the private messages are there. Anything that you have to share is valuable, but just there's different places to share it in order to get the best value. Like if you have any sort of issue with customer service, no one can help you except for me. So you might as well just message me directly, so I can send it off to my BAM and I can help you, and we can get problems solved a lot quicker that way. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, and wish you, everybody have a wonderful Sunday and a great long weekend. And I think we might be doing another call tomorrow. And so if we're going to go over the same stuff again, I hope that's okay with you guys. But I have described myself as a highly paid broken record. And so when you learn that you're just saying the same thing over and over again, that's okay. You're supposed to do it that way. We're not supposed to keep recreating the wheel. And so hearing the things over and over again, then you start to teach the things that you're hearing over and over again. And that's really what we want. We want to see you guys as teachers and leaders, and just keep replicating yourself. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank you guys. And so thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming on the call. And I look forward to watching everybody grow. And welcome to the family.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.